everybody, to today's webinar on how to teach English online. In part one of the webinar today, we're going to cover some of the practical aspects of teaching English online. We'll talk about all the requirements, both technical and your certifications that are required, things like that. And then also in part two, we will discuss how eTelf Online can help you get started teaching English online, what we offer and who we are and all of that stuff. All right. So if you stick around until the end, we're going to have a little Q&A session where you can ask us any questions you may have, any questions that you may not have got around to asking during the presentation itself. And we may also have a special offer or two or three for you at the end there too. All right. So before we begin, we need you to turn off all your phones, log out of Facebook, get rid of all your distractions because we're going to need your full attention for this presentation. I'm out of Facebook. Rachel, how are you doing? Logged out of Facebook? Oh no, did we lose Rachel?
I'm just making sure my phone is turned off.
All right. No, she's back. Yeah, everybody ready to go? So before we begin, let's discuss this. Results may vary, so we're going to walk you through every step, and we'll help you get qualified. We'll help you get certified. We'll get you the professional CV and write your teacher profiles and do job interview coaching with you and provide all the resources and support you need to start earning a living teaching English online. But in the end, it's down to you, all right? This is like with any other profession. You have to work at it, and this is not a one-size-fits-all profession. It's not for everybody. So some of you will make a great success from this opportunity and others won't, all right? But we're willing to show you how all of this works and how you can do it in this free webinar. So let's begin. Introductions first. My name is Jodie Front. So I'm from South Africa originally. I live in Spain now. I did an online TEFL course in 2006. Every time I do a webinar, that seems longer and longer ago. I've been working in Spain as a teacher, teaching English as a second language now for 13 years, 14 years almost. 5 years ago, I started working with Cambridge English and specializing in their exams. If you're familiar with the European framework of C1 and C2 and B1 and B2, maybe you've heard of these exams before. 3 years ago, I partnered with eTelf and I founded eTelf Online. We'll talk about eTelf and all the other partners that are involved a little bit later on. And then, mostly the reason that we began this whole venture was because TEFL course providers in general give their clients a link to a job club when they graduate, and then you're on your own. There was no further support to show you how to get set up as a teacher online. So we had to create it ourselves. So with eTelf Online, we've put all the pieces together of the puzzle, into one package so that you can focus on your training and teaching English online, and you don't have to spend hours and days and weeks and months sometimes searching for the right CV and the right job and who to speak to and where to go. All right, so I'll let Rachel introduce herself and Chris.
So thanks, Jodie. I'm Rachel, and I've, with my husband, we've been working in the ESL industry for a number of years now. We recruited people to work in China, Thailand, Spain, and online. And through that experience, we discovered that there were some gaps that meant that people weren't getting the jobs that they wanted and were really struggling. So we started with a resume business, and from there we've developed that into a 28-day course so that tutors can start their own business tutoring.
All right. So thank you, Rachel.
No problem.
Yeah, so we've been working with Rachel now and Rachel and Chris now for what, 2-3 years at least?
Yes, getting on. We've done hundreds of documents now for your students and graduates.
Yeah, no, and very happy graduates at that, might I add. All right. So let's get going. Let's get cracking with part one. Just going to give you a basic preview of what everything is, just an overview of what teaching English online is like and who it is and is there a market for it and questions like that, okay? So what is it, first of all, and is there a market for it? So teaching English online is teaching English to a non-native English speaker over the internet through the use of a computer and a webcam. And in some cases, not even that, also just through audio on your mobile phone. There's some apps for that as well. We can discuss that later. Students can learn one-on-one or in a small group, and the cost is usually cheaper when compared to face-to-face classes. So also both the students and the teachers are able to set their own times and schedules, and the teacher can teach from whatever location is convenient for them. Teaching English online has become quite the popular choice for digital nomads, because wherever you are in the world, you can just open up your laptop and start teaching. And as a work from home opportunity, there's nothing that is more stable, at least, than this. So let's look at the market. And there's an estimated 1 billion English students worldwide. This is according to the British Council. All right, so China alone has over 500 million students, and a lot of them are online as well. In 2010, the e-learning industry, that's all online learning, not just English, but any other student studying any other subject online, that entire industry was worth around 32 billion. I know these are very big numbers, but this is not even 10 years ago. 5 years later, it had almost tripled to 107, and by 2025, it's projected to be a $325 billion industry, currently worth around 150 billion. One of the biggest companies I know of is VIP Kid. You may have heard of them if you've been researching online schools. They're probably the most popular, the biggest name in the industry, and that company alone is valued at around $4 billion. So it's a big industry. There are hundreds of millions of students, and the market is just growing and growing and growing. All right, so who can teach English online? Contrary to what many people believe, you don't need a teaching degree. If you have a teaching degree, great, but you don't need one. If you're TEFL certified and a fluent English speaker, then you can teach English online. If you intend to work for a Chinese company, these Chinese companies also require that you have a bachelor's degree in any field. It doesn't have to be in teaching. So although this is not a necessity to take a TEFL course or to teach English online in general, if you want to work for an online school, hey, Cindy, sorry, I'm interrupting myself there. Cindy's a VIP Kid teacher, yes. So if you work for a Chinese online school, which is 95% of the online schools in the world, then you will need a degree. But it is not, if you don't have a degree, stick around. We'll discuss later on how you can also teach English online. Also, your personality and your presentation skills are very valuable assets. I was just talking to a lady last week about it who, on paper, is brilliant. I mean, she would make the perfect online teacher, and was just not getting any job offers after her interviews because her personality and presentation skills were not up to scratch. All right. So it is, like I said, it's not for everyone. It's not a one size fits all. You've got to have this be a very personable, open, energetic person to be able to do this as well, or at least be able to fake it while you're presenting a class. All right, some advantages to teaching English online. So you can teach English online from anywhere in the world, from your home, from the road, while you're traveling, whatever you want, while you're on a holiday even. You can set your own schedule. You can gain experience in the field of online learning, or for your CV, or just generally in the field of teaching. If you want to, for example, go overseas to work in a school, you can do online teaching from home first to get that on your CV. You can teach online part-time to supplement your income, or you can do it full-time. And you can use your TEFL certification to make a positive impact in people's lives and to make some money at the same time. Like I was saying earlier, this is the work from home opportunities. When you hear that, most people think, ooh, it's a bit dodgy sometimes. But teaching English online is an actual job, and it's there, and you're helping people. It's not just selling products or something like that. So students, online class sizes, session types, these are the things that we need to look at as well. There are typically two different session types when teaching English online. You've got the one-on-one or private sessions, and these will involve just you and the teacher and one student, or small groups, which are anywhere between 2 to 6 students at a single time. There are also a couple of schools, the names escape me at the moment, but online companies that will stream your class. You stream you into a classroom in China. So you'll go into a school, they'll put you up on the TV in front of a class of, say, 20, 30 students, but you are there being helped by the teacher that's in the class. I only know of around 2 of those types of companies, but most of them are private students. All right, so you can either teach general or conversational English. Maybe you can specialize in business English or exam preparation, like the IELTS or the Cambridge exams. These exams are very popular abroad for students who want to get into English-speaking universities, or for people who want to immigrate and go work in another country or get a work visa. They need to prove their level of English, and these are the two biggest exams that are internationally accepted. So if they can prepare and pass these exams, then they're basically guaranteed that they will get their visa. So if you want to specialize in something, this might be something to look into. If you work for a school, they will provide you with all the materials that you need, and it's usually just slides that you work through. And you basically just walk your students through a series of slides, guiding their learning, encouraging them, correcting any errors, and maybe at the end you have to write a short report on the class. Some schools require only one sentence, others a short paragraph. All right, so how many hours do you commit? So what attracts most people to teaching English online is the hours that you work. And the schedule you set is completely up to you. So if you work on a contract basis, some online schools may require you to teach a specific number of hours. I've seen around 5, 7, 10. I just read recently that iTutor Group used to be 10. It's now 5. So there's a lot of changes. Even if you do sign a contract for something at the beginning, it may change later on. You can usually choose from teaching only a few hours per week, say 20 hours, or even turn this into a full-time career with 40 plus hours. And then, of course, if you work for yourself and not a school, then it's completely up to you. And you discuss this with your students, and you set up what schedules are convenient for both of you. All right. So if you do want to, one note about working full-time, it's not very common that you will get 40 hours from one school. It's very typical that a lot of teachers work for various schools to make up the hours that they need to make this a full-time occupation. All right. If you do intend to do that, the word of advice is don't tell the other schools that you have several jobs. They tend not to like that. And yeah, it's none of their business, frankly. So, I mean, working from home and teaching English online will give you the freedom that you want. You can decide when you want to work. You can work from your lounge. You can work from your home office if you have one. You can work from the road. All right. It gives you the freedom to be, if you're a parent like me, just stay home, be there when your kids come back from school. Just today, 2 of my children were sick, so it's no problem. I work from home anyway. So here they were, just put them in front of the TV for a bit. So, or being able to go to their school plays, their rugby matches. If you're a parent, or if you're one of the digital nomads, you'll be traveling the world while working online. You can use that to fund your next trip. So the options there are endless for you. So how can you work online? We spoke about working with schools and working for yourself. So let's just talk about this a little bit more in detail. So there are many online schools for you to consider when you want to work online, but there's more than one way for you to do it. So the 3 that are the most popular are as an employee on a contract basis for a school like VIP Kid or Dada, or there's hundreds and hundreds of them, or freelance, where you work through a freelance website, like what's the one I'm doing? Tutorme.com is one of them.
Cambly,
Preply. There's quite a few of these as well. Or you can be an independent business owner. If you want to start your own online business and have your own website and your own Facebook page and your own profiles and things like that, you can also do that. So with the freelance option in number 2, you work for these freelance websites. You set up a profile. What they do is they bring the students to the website. The students go through the different teachers that are available based on their profiles, and they choose who they're going to work with. So then you can also specialize in certain areas, and you can set your own hourly rate. But the freelance website will take a commission. So you've got to factor that into your hourly rate, because they will bring the students, they'll be advertising for the students, and they'll also be handling the payments, etc. So they charge a commission. Whereas an independent business owner, you assume all of those responsibilities, benefits, and costs. So let's look more in depth at employee, the first option. So in this option, you interview for a position with an online teaching school. If you get hired, they'll offer you a contract, and they pay you a fixed hourly wage once or twice a month. So the advantages are they provide you with the students, the materials, the curriculum. There's very little prep work, and the more you do it, the easier this prep becomes. And of course, there's hundreds of schools to choose from. The disadvantages, however, could be the hourly wage can vary a lot. So some schools pay as little as $5. If you're a non-native and you live in Philippines, for example, I've seen teachers being offered $1 an hour, okay? But it could be up to 20 or even more. You can't choose your students or what you teach, so while that may be a benefit for some people, it may be a disadvantage for others. And almost all of these schools nowadays require a degree. It was a Chinese law that's came into effect in October. In some provinces, China is massive, so it's coming into effect in different provinces at different times. But it's pretty much universal now that the whole of China, if you work for a Chinese online school, that you will need a degree. So I just wanted to give you a quick look at what the inside of a classroom looks like, or a virtual classroom, for example. So, for example, this place over here, at the top, you can see that you have instructions. Ask the student to look at the picture and talk about it. So you have slides, basically what I'm showing you right now. You work through these slides with your students. If you look at the bottom over here, I hope you can see my cursor, they're on 7 of 11. So this lesson has 11 slides, and you will be given instructions at the top on what to ask, what to emphasize, what to encourage, what you should be looking for, and what the student should be trying to achieve, with highlighted words and everything. So everything is recorded as well for these online schools. You are being monitored most of the time as well, and they are recording it for feedback. All right. So you work through these slides, and you encourage your students, and therefore, and get through these slides. These slides will be sent to you before you start your class, so you'll have something to go through and to familiarize yourself with the materials before you present your class. All right. As a freelancer, let's check out number 2 then. So in this option, you create a profile with an online teaching platform that connects you with students, connects the students with the teachers. So in the advantages are you choose your own hourly wage, you choose your students, they apply to you, they say they want to study with you, and you can say yes or no. You can choose your own hours, of course. You have more autonomy this way. So work as much and whenever you want. There's no minimum hours, there's no maximum hours. And it's much easier than finding your own students. The disadvantages, the competition between teachers. And this is where Rachael can also tell you, and she will later on, finding a niche market rather than presenting just general English lessons on these kind of freelance platforms. Rather, select a specific area of English where you know a lot or where you have studied in. I was just speaking to a lady today who has a chemistry degree, and I suggested to her that perhaps she could present the freelance teaching or her lessons for people that are in the same profession as her, people that want to immigrate or work for an English company. And that's like chemistry, for example. There's a lot of very, very specific language in that is you're not going to find in general English lessons. So therefore, you can charge more, even though you have fewer students. Disadvantages, like I said, the competition. Income is not guaranteed. You're going to take some time for you to build up a student base. It's not like when you work for a school that they say, okay, you've got the job, we've accepted you, here are your first 10 hours, and off you go. So it'll take a little bit longer to get set up, but then again, you could earn more money. They charge you also a commission of around 10 to 20%, these websites, for handling the payment fee, because they take the money from the student and they send it to you, and they'll take a commission, and for the advertising to get the students to come to the website, etc., etc. So in the freelance option, you also have to create your own materials, but we, in our freelance package, which we will discuss in more detail later on, we also provide you with some pre-made lesson plans. This is an example of one of the ones we have for an intermediate level on travel. So we've had an online English teacher design these for us, and they're included in our package, like I said. So you can, just to give you a look at what it looks like, it's very similar as well. It's also a series of slides that you work through, and you try and get them to use the language that is underlined. There's some exercises for you to go through, fill in the gaps, etc., etc. Some brainstorming. A lot of it is introduction as well. You introduce the language to the student, get them chatting a bit. All right, but it's not just slides and help yourself. With every slide as well, you'll get a lesson plan. So if you look at these, for example, your lesson aims, it'll tell you students will expand their list of vocabulary, students will practice speaking. So this is for a level B1. This is the European framework I was talking about earlier for the Cambridge exams. This is an intermediate class. And it'll tell you exactly what you should be aiming for, what you need, exactly how much time can be dedicated. 3 minutes for the lead-in, 12 minutes for the presentation. So, I mean, everything is provided for you, and we'll walk through it step by step as well on how to present that. And then the third option is the independent business owner. So in this option, you build your own online teaching business, and then you have full control over every aspect of your day, including your students' income, methodology. Your potential income is also much higher. The advantages are you have total autonomy and you are in every respect your own boss. You have also the possibility to scale. This means to grow your business to a point where you're talking about hundreds of dollars an hour instead of just 10 or 20. For example, by creating online courses, online lessons that you can record and sell. And Rachel and Chris can talk to you about that a bit later on. The disadvantages, there's a bit of a steeper learning curve to being able to build your own website, for example, learn to advertise and get students. But this is what Rachel was talking about earlier with the 28-step course that is included in this package of ours that will help you get a handle on all of that and teach you how to advertise and where to go and how to set everything up. All right, down to the nitty-gritty. How much can you earn? So, for example, if we're just going to work on a general $10 an hour, the lowest end of the scale. If you work just 3 hours a day and you work, say, 5 days a week at $10 an hour, your earnings are around $600 per month. All right, so if you look at the math below, I'm sure it's correct. 15 hours a week on average, that's $150 a week, and there's 4 weeks in a month, $600 a month. All right. If you work for yourself or if you get a higher contract paying you, say, $20 an hour, of course, that would be double the amount. The average that I've heard is around $1,500 a month is what people earn, some up to $2,000. So the earning potential, that's talking a contract basis for a school. If you work for yourself as a freelancer or own your own business, then of course that could grow exponentially. So then also you got to remember that your hourly wage is not the only source of income. So many companies also offer bonuses for completing a certain amount of hours per month or having no cancellations or referring new teachers. They'll give you a bonus for that. I mean, like I said, there's hundreds and hundreds of schools and each one of them has their own bonus scheme. So it depends on the school you work for, but generally they all have some sort of bonuses. Many companies pay you for your open or unbooked slots. So if your student is a no-show, so for example, at the beginning of the month, they will send you a spreadsheet for you to choose your hours that you're going to work that month. And once you've booked in those, they're pretty rigid, but of course, if you need to change some of them for emergencies, that's fine, or if you get sick. All right, but if you book, say, Tuesday at 6 o'clock and they can't find a student to put in that slot, they still have to pay for it. This is not the case for all online schools, and some online schools may pay you the entire hourly rate or maybe just half of the 50% or something like that. But you'll have to check with that in your contract with every school that you apply for. And if you work for yourself, then of course you can create your own online courses to sell, or you can do proofreading, you can do translation, and you can do that all through the platform as well and add it as extra services, whether you work for freelance website or if you own your own business. So earning potential can be higher. I mean, a lot of the time when you see these adverts and that says $10 an hour and you think, oh, that's not enough, or $5 an hour, you've got to remember that that's not the only thing. And sometimes the classes are only 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So per class, you've got to work out that as well, what it's going to be per hour. For example, this guy, Dan Didio, who works for VIP Kid. He did an interview as well. You can find it on YouTube where he speaks about he's earning around $75,000 a year teaching English online. And I can assure you that it's not $75,000 from hourly wages. There's a lot of bonuses in there and extras that he's doing to get that up to that number. So I'm not saying that everybody here on this webinar is going to earn $75,000 a year. I'm just saying that showing you that the potential of this can be very lucrative for you. And then if you're earning all of this money, you may consider paying taxes. So one of the benefits of online teaching, if you pay your taxes, is that the tax office will allow you to write off a portion of your home or your apartment as a home office. Even if you don't have a physical room, it doesn't matter. You can use square footage or square meters to say that this is my home office. You can also write off expenses like your computer or laptop, the internet bill that you pay every month, the webcam, the microphone, any teaching supplies or anything that you've bought for your business, you can write off as an expense for tax. All right. So, but I am not a tax specialist, and in each one of your countries, it's going to be different. So I really suggest that you speak to an accountant or somebody who knows what they're talking about to make sure that at the end of the year, you get your taxes in order and that you can claim for all of these things as well. And it's going to save you a lot. I know, for example, here where I am in Spain, all of these things that I put through the business, I don't pay any VAT on because it's education, because I work in education. So all of it comes back to me. And in Spain, that's 21%, which is very handy if they ever get around to sending it. All right. So what do you need to get started? 3 things. The first thing, a TEFL certificate or similar. You may have heard of TESOL. That is basically the same as a TEFL. It's the same situation. There's also a CELTA. You may have heard of that. That's a Cambridge qualification. You can't do that online. You have to go into a classroom and do that, and it costs around $2,000. It's also very, very intensive, and you have to pass a introduction exam. They first test you to see if you can even do the course. So first have to pass that. All right, so the most common and the most accepted and the most affordable of these options is the TEFL certificate. This is internationally accepted, and it's the most accessible for the average person. 120 hours is the minimum. You can see some as well online for 40 hours and 60 hours. If you want to do those just to see if it's for you, if you find this interesting, then go ahead. But most, if not all, the schools will require at least 120 hours. And if you teach for yourself, the more you know, the better. Option number 2, a degree if you're going to work for an online school, a Chinese online school. There are some others that are based in Russia. There are some that are based in the UK. And those are different. They might require or prefer a degree, but you'll need to check with those schools individually. But if you see that it's based in China and you don't have a degree, there's no chance. All right. And the third option, the third thing you'll need is a computer or a smartphone with an internet connection. So another advantage of teaching English online is the fact that getting started is relatively easy, and startup costs are generally low because you already have access to most of the things that you will need, like a laptop, like a mobile phone. Most of us already have that, and you can use that. Palfish, I think it is the name of the company. They do audio classes through your mobile phone. So you just log in, and it'll show you pop up as available, and students that are on the app can choose you and then just start a conversation. So you could be on the train going to work or sightseeing or whatever you want to do, and you've got your little earphones and your mic, and you can be chatting. It's a very, very easy way of teaching English online with the basic setup. The essentials. All right, so let's talk. If you're going to be working from home and you need a computer, so this is some of the hardware that you're going to need. So a laptop or desktop computer. The recommended processor is an i5. If you've got, this is from Intel. I don't want to get too technical, but there are also other producers of processors. AMD, for example, anything that's similar to this on the i5 level, at least 2.5 gigahertz. Check the speed. Any place that you buy it online or in a shop, you can speak to somebody and just ask them for these specifications. 8 gigabytes of RAM minimum. Some schools, I see a lot of schools asking for at least 4 gigs, but you know how technology advances. Rather just get 8 gigs now so that next year you don't have to upgrade your computer. Although RAM is something that you can just buy separately, but then again, that's not for everybody. Solid-state hard drive is recommended. It's not necessary for actual classroom time, but it does help your computer boot up very, very fast. So instead of a traditional hard drive, you can get a solid-state hard drive as well if it's in your budget, because it does cost a bit more. An HD webcam, and I think all computers nowadays, especially laptops, come with HD as standard. There's no SD webcams anymore anyway, but if you've got a monitor or a desktop computer and you don't have a webcam, make sure that it's HD. At least 720, but 1080 pixel would be even better. Reliable high-speed internet connection. Minimum of 5 to 10 megabytes download or more, and the higher you have, the better. I would say actually minimum 10, because every year the schools start raising it and raising it and raising it. So the faster you can get the speed, the better. At least 1 to 5 in the upload speeds as well. And then you need a headset with a noise-canceling mic. And get one before you start interviewing so that you can use it in your interview. Your interview will most likely be over Skype or some other platform, but online it will be. So you will be speaking to people. And if you already look like an online English teacher, you stand a better chance of getting hired. So, dress appropriately, wear your headset. You are already an online English teacher. Software. If you're going to be working for yourself as a freelancer or business owner, a lot of people still use Skype. It's not the most stable, or it doesn't have the most features. But if it's just going to be conversational, everybody has Skype. It's a free download. Or if you want to start teaching groups and a few more students, then Zoom is something you can look into. Zoom.us is the website for that. There is a free option for you to download, and then there are several other paid options. But even the free basic option comes with a lot of things, like a whiteboard feature that you can scribble on. You could also have a feature where you can separate your classes into little groups. Say if you're teaching a group of 6, you can separate them into the 3 little groups of 2, and then have 3 little windows where they can only talk to each other. There's a lot of great things. You can go check it out online, zoom.us. And if you work for an online school, they have their own video platforms, their own white label stuff, and they will train you in how to use that. And of course, the more you work with it, the easier it gets. Other things that you need are a PayPal or a Payoneer or a bank account. Most of us already have a bank account, hopefully. PayPal you can set up in a matter of a minute and a half. And then also a quiet, well-lit home office or workspace. This is something we talked about earlier as well. It doesn't have to be a dedicated room. It could just be an area of your house, as long as the background behind you is clear. It's not a window where the sun is shining in, or it's not full of family photos or anything. You're going to have a nice background that's either clear, or it's got all your teaching props or something, or a whiteboard behind you. As long as it's separate and it's quiet and you can teach and look professional in it, then that will be fine. Later on as well, we've got another little surprise for you, and we can talk about that. Or Rachel can at least talk about that. All right, so that's the basics I wanted to cover in part 1. Been talking a long time, and there's a lot of information, I understand it. But this webinar is being recorded, and when we are finished, and I've uploaded it to YouTube, I'll send you a link, and you can go through it at your own pace again if you've missed anything, and you go through the slides one by one. All right, so part 2. What is it that we can do for you, and who are we? So what we are, we specialize in helping people like you get started teaching English online quickly and earning the highest possible hourly rate. So we have more than 20 years of experience in the ESL industry, between Rachel and myself and Chris and the people that I work with, and Nadine as well. You may meet her if you sign up through us, from the TEFL course, and Mark from EWF. There's a whole bunch of people that we work with, and combined we have decades of experience in the industry. A network of trusted recruitment partners that we work with, course providers, consultants, so that we got all of these pieces together so that to create custom packages designed to suit everybody's needs and budget. There is nothing else on the market that is similar to what we have, which is why we had to create it by going to all different providers and putting them all together ourselves, because there is nothing. So if you go to a TEFL course provider and do a TEFL course, that's it. That's what you get, is a TEFL course, nothing else. If you want anything extra, you have to go find it yourself. So we decided we'll take everything. We'll take the training. We'll do the documentation. We'll do the resources and the coaching, and we'll put it all together for you from all these different areas into one package, so that you can just get it all done in one place and go straight on to teaching. So I just wanted to go over quickly who we work with. So for the TEFL course, we use eTelf. So they were founded in 2002. They've helped over 19,000 people so far get TEFL certified. They have offices in Thailand, in the USA, UK, Australia, South Africa. They offer fully accredited 120 hours certifications, and they are internationally recognized. I've also worked with several other companies that I provide their TEFL courses, and they send people over to China, for example, and never had an issue with getting a visa, never had any issues whatsoever. So I can assure you that anywhere, even if you want to go overseas later on and work, that your TEFL certification will be valid and recognized. So that's and we'll talk a bit more about the TEFL course in a bit. So that is your certification. And then for your practical part, we work with a charity called EWF Global. Some of you may have heard of it. I've posted some stuff on the Facebook page, and people have come back to say that they're already volunteering for them. So they're an online school for underprivileged children, and they provide the practical teaching experience for eTelf online. So they provide these free classes to these kids, and you can work for them if you go through us, through our packages. We include a 10-hour practical teaching practice for you as well, so that you can teach these real students, and they will give you the training and the processes and whatnot, and then you go on and you do your 10 hours, and when you complete this, you will receive a letter of recommendation, which you can use for your job applications, or you can put it on your profile as a freelancer. And we'll also donate $20 to the charity for every person who goes through the training with them. This is not this is optional. It's not necessary for you to get your TEFL certification, but I highly recommend that you do. And at the same time, you'll be helping a very, very good cause. I mean, these guys are working their butts off, and they don't charge anything, and they rely completely on donations and volunteers. And so if you can also get some training from them and you get a letter of recommendation, then they can also get some help. All right, so they get volunteer teachers and the donation from eTelf and online as well. And then the other people that we work with, possibly the most important people, there's Rachael and Chris.
Absolutely.
And I know I've been talking, I'm going to leave it over to Rachael and Chris now. They're going to talk about who they are and what they do, and how important it is for you to not only just get your certification, but everything else after that. Rachael, I leave it up to you.
Excellent. Thanks, Jodie. Hi, everyone. So as I said before, Chris and I have been working in the industry for a really long time now, and we actually enjoy helping people get their dream jobs. We have our dream job helping people get their dream job. And as Jodie sort of mentioned, working online is fantastic, and teaching online is a great way. So whether you're working at home or traveling, like Chris and I do, we have traveled around the world. I think we've been to about 12 different countries this year alone. So if you can get into the online space, that's fantastic. So what we do is help people get jobs by putting together a professional application for them. So if you put yourself in the shoes of a recruiter, you've got a couple of teaching positions to fill. You need to interview 5 people per position. You receive up to 100 resumes a day. And you've got maybe some resumes might be a page long. We have seen resumes that are 15 to 20 pages long. So obviously it can take a lot of time to, look at everyone's resume and pick the right person for the job. Unfortunately, they don't have the time, so they're looking for keywords to jump out at them. And that's what we help with. Unfortunately, an ESL resume is quite different to a resume that you might be used to writing in your country for your specific industry that you work in now. It's quite common to put in your address, for instance, but an address isn't important if you're working online. It's common now to leave your qualifications until the end of the resume, but if a recruiter is looking for someone who has a TESOL certificate and a degree, they're not going to read through 3 or 4 pages of resume to find out whether the person that they're looking at has those qualifications. We've also seen a lot of resumes that have information that's not required. We've seen blood type. South Africa, it's quite common to put an identity number. That's not necessary for a ESL job. They don't care. They don't care what your health is. They don't care what your driver's license is. They just want to know whether you have the right qualifications, where you come from, if you have previous experience, and if you don't have previous experience, what skills you have that would transfer well into tutoring children online. You have to remember that the purpose of a resume is not to get you a job, it's to get you the interview, and then the interview is where you prove your skills so that you can land that job.
I'll change it for you if you want.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So often if you Google resume template, you'll get some really, really nice templates. They'll look good and they might give you a few hints and tips, but they don't actually tell you what information you need to include, what details aren't important. Like, do you know how to identify your transferable skills? For instance, did you know that even working in an office, you have skills that would transfer well into teaching English online? Do you know what skills the recruiters are looking for? Do you know how to sell yourself? And the ATS, a lot of people haven't heard of ATS. It's an applicant tracking system. So basically, a recruiter puts in a list of keywords they're looking for, and when someone applies for a job, the software is looking for those keywords. So the more keywords you have, the more likely you are for a recruiter to actually see your resume. So Just ESL Resumes takes your current CV and we create a new one, and taking all of the skills of your previous life and making sure there's lots of keywords for a recruiter to make sure they get to see your resume. Okay, so how do we turn you into a must-have teacher? A lot of people sort of think, oh, well, I wrote my resume, I know me, if that's all that matters. A recruiter must see through my resume and see how great I am. And they sort of question how someone who has never met them before can write a personal document. But the thing is a resume is not a personal document. It's a professional document to help prove that you would be good at the job. So we have created a questionnaire to determine your personality traits and strengths. We question your previous skills, experience, and other relevant details. We then review your details, and Chris is actually the one who does that. And we come up with any further questions so we can understand your background. And we tend to focus on specific things that we think are important, just looking at your background. So we identify the skills, strengths, experience, and traits that we can promote in your resume, and we turn that into, depending on your package, from your resume into an introduction video script, a cover letter, LinkedIn profile, to make sure that you have a professional application when you start looking for a job. We create your resume with the keywords in mind to get you past that ATS system. As you can see on the screen, our average score for an original resume sent to us is about 17 keywords. And after we've created the resume, we usually get about an average of between 60 and 70. So 65 is about our average.
Yeah, this is something that came up about a week ago with me as well. I spoke to another gentleman who was a professor at a university. He had a TEFL, he had a degree, he had a master's degree, he had 20 years of teaching experience, and he had been applying for jobs for months and months and months and couldn't get any interviews. And I suspected it was his CV, so I asked him to send it to me so I could have a look at it, and it was 24 pages long.
Oh.
Most of it towards the end was just scans of every course he had ever done, every certificate he ever received, even from high school, some competition that he had won in high school, just so much stuff. And that is immediately, obviously, the reason that he wasn't getting any interviews. And a lot of the times, we see this a lot with such qualified people, that they are just not getting interviews. And I can tell you 9 out of 10 times, it is the CV, it's the resume that's the issue, not your qualifications. So this is something typical as well that we see. Like, for example, on our Facebook page, one of the comments that I found was that someone did a TEFL course to teach English, obviously. And that was 4 years ago. They passed with merit, and they couldn't do anything with it. They didn't receive any program to follow. and when they or when to start teaching somebody of any level of English or anything else. And so for this person, it was a total waste of time and money, because all they had was that TEFL certificate. They didn't have the next steps to get to where they wanted to be. And this is an actual feedback from our Facebook page. If you want to go and see our Facebook page, I can put it up for you, and you can go see the actual reviews that we've received. This is the best thing I've ever done, was to complete the eTelf online course. It was excellent, enjoyable, and supportive all the way through. It has now taken me into the world of online teaching, which I love, and I'm so pleased that I had the opportunity, and I'm now teaching online with an excellent company. So Jodie and Nadine, that's not how you spell my name, have been great and followed through in good communication, updates, information sharing, and other job opportunities, and they fully recommend it. And that's the difference between the average TEFL certification that you get from any other supplier and from eTelf online, is that all these other steps are filled in between for you. All right, so I just wanted to go over what it is. So you got the online TEFL course. This is going to be the standard no matter where you go and who you decide to do your TEFL course through, to within reason, obviously. You will have to do a 120-hour certification course. So you don't require a degree to be able to do this course. Later on, like if you want to work for an online school that's based in China, then yes. But to take the online course, you don't need a degree. You only need to be a fluent or native speaker of English and be over the age of 20. So we work with eTelf specifically because of their history and all the extras that come with it. So you'll get the accredited certificate at the end after completion. You also have lifetime job club membership. So if you want to go and apply on your own, you will have a dedicated link that you can use and go and select jobs and make your own applications if you want. Also comes with a teaching young learners module. And since if you're going to work for a school, or really if you want to teach children in any way, this is a great addition as well. You can put this on your CV. And they also provide a preparation course for the Cambridge TKT, which is a teaching knowledge test. This is a separate certification that you can get if you want to take the exam and get the certificate. That's a separate cost as well that you have to pay directly to Cambridge. But the preparation course for this exam is included in their packages as well. And then this will allow you to teach online or in class. Like I said earlier, it's internationally accepted anywhere in the world. So for online teaching or in-class teaching. And then we've added to it as well and provided the 10 hours of practical online teaching experience with that letter of recommendation from EWF Global. And also what eTelf includes, which is probably the best part about this for me at least, is a free buddy pass. So you buy one of these online TEFL courses and you can bring someone along to do the course for free. So they don't have to do the course at the exact same time as you, but you get provided with a tutor as well. Oh, I didn't put that on there. You have also get a personal tutor who will help guide you through the course, and then you have to present some assignments, not with every module, but with some of the modules you have to prepare assignments, and then these tutors will grade them and give you feedback on them as well. So you just ask your tutor that you get assigned for your buddy pass, and they'll give you a link, and you can give that to whoever you want, and they click on it and create their own TEFL course account. So this is a way for you, if budget is an issue for you, you could split the cost with a friend or a family member, or, well, next month is Christmas. Oh, wow, it's the 21st. So almost in 1 month's time, it'll be Christmas. Perhaps you want to give a TEFL course to a loved one or a friend or somebody. All right, so that's an option for you to consider. All right, so I just wanted to break it down. In the TEFL course, you get 12 modules. They cover things like grammar, classroom management. Classroom management is relevant even when you're online because you will be teaching a lot of groups as well, which is a classroom. Lesson planning, very important. How to teach a new language. It's not, even if you have a teaching degree, one of our previous students, Roxanne, she's done a few webinars with us as well. She studied a 4-year teaching. Well, she was busy with the 4-year teaching degree while she did our TEFL course, and she says she learned things that she wasn't learning in her degree. So there are things that you will learn, like teaching a new language, for example. It's very specific. It's not in every sort of teaching course. And then also evaluation and testing, and many, many other things. How to set up tests, what to be looking for, and things like that. So you'll be provided with a personal tutor. There's a short exam at the end of each module that's automated. You have up to 6 months to complete it, so you can work at your own pace. You can log on whenever you want. It's an online platform. You log in, you do the work that you want, complete the exam. If you want to do 1 module a day or 2 or 3, you can go for it, as long as you complete it within 6 months. Like I said as well, you get the Cambridge TKT online course included. Just ask your tutor for that. The free body pass as well. Once you've registered, just ask your tutor. And also on top of that, the 10 hours of practical online teaching experience with EWF. All right, and then this is just some of the options we offer, right? So the first one was just a plain TEFL course. Now, when we work with just ESL resumes, we work with Rachel and Chris, and we've created these other packages that include all the extra steps that we were talking about earlier to help you with all the documentation and everything else to get you where you want to go. So if you have a degree and you want to work for an online school, then the contract teacher package is going to be the best for you. So this includes the same 120-hour TEFL course with all the extras that we talked about a moment ago, but also includes a CV and resume writing service with the keywords to pass the ATS systems that she was talking about earlier. A cover letter writing service as well. So when you make your job applications in the CV body or separate as well, sometimes you have to present a cover letter just to, describe who you are and what you're applying for. Introduction video script with most applications, if not all, as well as for freelance applications, you need to record a video of yourself, introducing yourself and your teaching style and talking about your qualifications, etc. Rachel can talk a bit more about that. Job interview coaching over Skype. So Rachel and Chris will also do a job interview coaching with you to prepare you. So it's not only help you get into that first job interview, but also what do you do when you're there? What do you say? Tips and tricks on how to dress, what to have in your background, etc., etc. They also provide you with a feedback report as well to show you what you did great, what needs improvement, etc. So also with this job assistance and support, we'll send you through our recruitment channels. We work with dedicated recruiters on this. We also provide support. You'll get regular email updates on new job openings as soon as they become available. Also access to our Teachers Resource Center. If you've visited our website, you'll see there's one that's password protected. It's only for people that have signed up through us. And there's some training videos for you as well. There's also extra courses that you can do for free to help boost your CV. There's links for you to download course materials, lesson plans, so much stuff. There's also ongoing support, like I mentioned earlier, with so if you need anything for as long as you want, if you've got any questions, you can always send me an email. We can set up a call, we can have a chat, and we sort it out. I was just speaking to someone she signed up in November last year. And through various issues that she's had in her life, she was only able to start this month, a year later, and I spoke to her today. So there's no problem. There's no time frame on when you need support. And then, of course, also included is the 10 hours of practical online teaching in this package so that you can have a letter of recommendation to put with your CV. Then, if you don't have a degree and you want to work freelance, or even if you do have a degree but you want to be a freelancer, then we have a package designed specifically for this. It's similar to the previous package, but there are some key differences. So, for example, you don't need a cover letter, but it will include the same TEFL course for you. It will include the resume writing service, but no cover letter. But instead of that, Rachel and Chris will provide the introduction video script for you, which is slightly different because now your introduction video is aimed more at speaking to a potential student, than to a potential recruiter. They'll also prepare your profile bio writing service so that you can just copy paste that. We'll give you links as well where to go and create these profiles, and then you just copy paste it into there. Set up instructions and all the links to all the major freelance platforms. A set of pre-made lesson plans as well, like the ones I showed you previously. That's included in the package. Access to the Teachers Resource Center, the same as before. The ongoing support for as long as you need it. And also the 10 hours of practical online teaching experience. So you can also put that letter of recommendation in your bio. I forgot to add, I think there's also a LinkedIn profile on this. Rachel, can you confirm that? Or Chris? All right.
There's a LinkedIn profile.
LinkedIn profile is in this as well?
That's right. So if you can share that with people or potential, students can find you on LinkedIn.
Yeah. All right. I forgot to put that on the list. That's very important. Sorry, guys. LinkedIn as well. So you have a professional LinkedIn business profile. People, if they Google you, they can find that you have a professional profile online as well. All right. So Rachel, if you could discuss what else that you guys prepare with this.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jodie. So as Jodie mentioned, we do the video introduction script. So most people have got no idea what they're supposed to tell recruiters or potential clients about themselves. So we take all the information that we've learned from you and turn it into a script so that you can sell yourself. And you'll also get a hints and tips guide as well. So as Jodie mentioned, the scripts have slight differences depending on which package you choose because your audience is completely different. We actually just had one of Jodie's clients come through to us, and we actually reviewed her video for her after she had done the script, and we gave her a few extra pointers, and she came back with a second video, and it was really, really good. So can't wait for her to come back and tell us that she's got her first client. We also did a LinkedIn profile. So I don't know if you know, but LinkedIn is like Facebook except more professional, and it opens up a whole world of potential clients, potential job offers, but you have to look professional for people to find you. And it's also like a search engine, so you have to have the right keywords in your profile and in your, your bio blurb. And then there's the bio on the platform. So if you're working for Cambly or something like that, you have to put together a little bio to tell potential clients a little bit about yourself and what you can help them with. And again, we take the information that we've learnt from you and turn it into a brief but full of info blurb so that a potential client is more likely to choose you over someone who is a bit iffy or a bit wishy-washy about their brand. So the cover letter it's a letter of introduction. A lot of people would know cover letters, but some recruiters will ask for a cover letter, some will ask for a letter of introduction, but it's basically the same. And then there's the practice interview. And most people are very nervous about going to interviews face-to-face, and it's even worse online. I have to say, you don't know where to look, you don't know what to say because you don't know what the questions are. Sometimes there's a bit of a lag. And so what we do is we give you some examples of questions you might get asked, and then we do a proper interview via Skype, and we record it, we review it, things as how you answered the question, how long you took to answer the question, your background, the lighting, all of those things, and we give you a report so that when you actually go for an interview, you're prepared and you're willing to, and you can give your best shot.
All right, and this is something else that we do together now, is the independent teacher package. So this includes just SL Tutors business owner. So it's a 28-step course. Can you, Rachel? Can you tell us what the name of this course is? I don't think I've written it down. Is that it?
That's called from ESL Tutor to Business Owner in 28 Days.
Ah, yes, I've written it down there. I have.
You
all right. Sorry. So by following this step-by-step, day-by-day course, you'll be ready to launch your tutoring business in 28 days or less. And this also includes our 120-hour online TEFL course. So we're just trying to create as much value and include as much as we possibly can in every single package. And Rachel can walk you through the list of things that you'll get with this 28-step course.
Thanks, Jodie. So the course is basically, we saw a gap where there was some people who wanted to work for themselves, or they didn't want to work the hours that were offered by online platforms, or they might have had real estate experience and they wanted to teach business English to a specific target audience. So we developed this course. It's a 28-day course with step-by-step lessons on how to build your online ESL tutoring business. We've put together over 40 worksheets, checklists. We've got hints and tips guides. We've got 50+ video lessons. And then we also have advanced resources for when you complete the course and you're moving forward and building your business even further. You'll also get access to our members-only forum, so you can get support not only from us, but from other ESL tutors. You'll also get lifetime access. So for instance, Facebook is constantly changing their marketing and their algorithms. So as those things change, you'll have access to those changes and what you can do to beat the system. And we have a great referral program. We can earn as much as 30% on other people's purchases, which Jodie has talked about. It's not just about earning money from your lessons and delivering lessons. There's actually a whole range of other options where you can earn money passively.
Yeah, that's what, like you said as well in the beginning. So you can create these online courses and sell them, or you can refer people. A lot of the online schools do that as well. If you refer other teachers, they'll pay you a commission. And Rachael and Chris have the same program as well. We also have it with eTelf Online. If you would like to, it's not something that we put on the website and include it with anything, but if you would like to earn commissions as well by referring people to eTelf Online, I'll be more than happy to help set you up. All right, and then this independent teacher package also includes some other things, Rachael.
That's right. So as part of the course, I have to say it's very simple. It's literally anyone could follow it. You'll learn how to choose your niche in the ESL tutoring market, and there's probably niches that you've never even considered. I know of someone who's actually targets Spanish students who want to learn English because they have a particular way that they learn or say English words. So she works on that sentence structure and pronunciation specifically for Spanish English language learners. So there's a lot of niches that you could possibly target. We show you how to set up your website, even if you have no experience, how to get high-paying clients, how to accept bookings, how to take payments, and how to promote your business using free and paid advertising. So you can actually work your way through and start building your business before you even finish the course.
Right. Okay, so basically that's our offerings there that we have. You can go just get the TEFL package if you want, the TEFL course, or you can go work as an employee. We can do the contract teacher package. If you want to work freelance, the freelance teacher package, and if you want to go and take everything into your own hands and have full control, there's the independent teacher package as well for you. So I just wanted to summarize quickly. I can see somebody, and there's asking if we're almost finished. All right, we're running a little bit longer than I had hoped to, but I just want to finish up here and summarize exactly what's we've been discussed and what's on offer. So the one thing that we do is the fully accredited 120-hour online TEFL course and the certificate plus the free buddy pass and the 10 hours of online teaching practice. That's optional. And that, if you go and look on eTelf's website, it's the professional package that they offer. And then we add on the extra online teaching practice, and they're selling it for $297. That's the price on the website. That's the value. All right. And on top of that, if you go for the freelance or the contract teaching package, they got the document and coaching package from Just SL Resumes included on that, where they'll prepare all your documents for you, your CV, like we discussed, your teacher profiles, job interview coaching, all of that. And also, if you can visit their website as well and go check it out, those packages, they sell them for $197 if you want to buy it separately. So those two things alone are already worth $494. And then the extra resources that we put in, the Teachers Resource Center, plus all the extra lesson plans, easily has a value of around $200. So we're talking around $600 to $700 worth of value. That's our key, is just to put as much value as possible into each of these packages to get you where you need to be as fast as you can. All right. So with a value of $694, obviously we're not going to charge you $694. What we've done is negotiated with everybody that's involved and reduced the prices as much as we can. And now we offer them as well in various currencies so that you can pay in your local currency as well. So the online course is $297, but includes those extras that we've included. The freelance package, instead of $694, is only $397. The contract is the same price. And if you want to go the independent teacher package and add with the add-on extras as well that we've got, it's $497. But of course, that's not all, as they say, because this month we're also giving away a free headset with every single enrollment, whether you go for just the TEFL course or any of the other packages that we provide. You will get a free Logitech headset. This is a very popular headset with online teachers. It's in the mid-range, it's very affordable and very clear. It has a noise-canceling mic, and this will be great for you to do that first interview, or your first class as a freelancer. And also, because it's this month's giveaway, we have a November giveaway. Everybody that enrolls is automatically added into the draw to win a full refund on your enrollment fee. So we'll be giving away 2 refunds, one for just the TEFL course. The people that enroll in just the TEFL course will go into a draw, and one of those people will get a full refund. And then the people that go for the freelance, contract, or independent package, one of those people will also be getting a full refund at the end of the month through the lucky draw at the end, right? So there's the possibility of that as well. And then because you were so kind and you stayed on the webinar for so long, listened to us speak so much, we're also going to give you a discount on top of this of 15% off any package. And this is only for you guys that are on the webinar tonight. This is not a special that's available to anybody else. And it'll only be valid until midnight tonight. At the end of today, the coupon expires. All you need to do is go to the website and enter webinar 15 after you've chosen your package. At the top, you will see a little area to put in a coupon code. Click on apply coupon, and that's what we'll give you as well on top of all of those prices. And our good friends Rachael and Chris have put together a free ebook for you as well with 50 plus budget-friendly background and prop ideas for online teaching. Like we spoke about, your background has to be professional and clear, even in your interview. So we get a free ebook as well that can be emailed to you with all these tips and props ideas for you to use. And this is also only for people that are on the webinar tonight. And if you sign up and if you enroll before midnight tonight, then this will be included in your package as well. So I just wanted to just go through it. So for example, the online TEFL course with your 15% discount is around $45 discount, about 675 Rand if you're working in Rands, or about 42 euros less than on your TEFL course. Those are the prices over there. If you go for the freelancer or contract teacher package, the discount of 15% is around $60 or 900 Rand, or about 57 euros. And there's the prices over there for you to see what they were and what they are now. And the independent teacher package is around $75 discount, or over 1,000 Rand discount, or around 72 euros discount. So instead of $497, it's $422, and you can see the different prices over there. So not only will you be getting a free headset plus all the extra bonuses that we've chucked in as well, and draw and entry into the draw to win a full refund, but we'll also be giving you 15%. All you need to do is go to eTelf Online. You will see a page. The home page looks like that. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the pricing packages like that. You click on the Enroll Online button at the bottom. You fill in your details. Don't forget your coupon code, webinar15, to claim your 15% discount. And then you will get all of these discounts plus all the extras that we've spoken about earlier today. Thank you very much for your time. And thank you so much for joining us and spending your evening with us. And if you have any other questions, we'll be happy to answer them now in the Q&A section. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Rachael. Thank you, Chris, for answering the questions, and Rachael for speaking and presenting with me tonight. Hey, Rachael, you still there?
Thanks, Jodie.
No, there she is.
Sorry, I just having technical difficulties. I think you jinxed us.
I jinxed us. Well, luckily it's only at the end.
That's right. Thanks, Brenda.
Welcome, Brenda. Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, this is being recorded, and I'll post it on YouTube, and then I'll send everybody the link so that you can watch it again at your leisure. And feel free to share it with anybody else. But unfortunately, like I said, the discount is not available to anybody else later on. It's only for today on the webinar right now. I mean, I'll stay on the webinar as long as you need. I'll put the link in here to the website. eTelfonline.com. You just click on that, visit the website, click on the Enroll Now button. Don't forget to add, if you've got any questions, you want to find out which package is best for you, we'll stay online and we'll answer that for you as well. Tell us a bit more about yourself. Somebody is, I can't see very well in this chat box.
Gillian, there's a,
yes.
On the website, there's an area where you can go to the upgrade plans.
Yeah. I'll put that link in now. It's just upgrade packages on the website. Let me just copy paste here. There. So yeah, we also have upgrade packages. Unfortunately, the discount isn't valid for these, but they are much cheaper anyway. And if you're already certified, you already have a TEFL or a teaching degree, and you have experience in all of those things, then you can just enroll in one of these upgrade packages, and it includes all the extra services that are included in the freelance and contract packages, all the coaching and all the documentation preparation, the ongoing support, the 10 hours of teaching practice, and all of that stuff that's included. It just doesn't include the TEFL course. And that's the link over there. There, Leanne. Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
And I'm sure Jodie will also send through the 50 plus backgrounds and props for you as well if you purchase one of those upgrade packages.
Oh, of course. We will give you that. Can't give you the 15%, but we'll give you the free ebook as well if you enroll in the upgrade packages. Hi, Yasmin. Thank you very much. Well, look, if you've got any questions, I'll also put in my personal email address here for you.
Have a good night, Gillian.
Well, good luck with that, Gillian. And there's my email address that I've just put in the chat box as well if you want to send me an email. Arnold, is that your target audiences for Facebook? Ah. Yeah, there's some predetermined audiences that you would never even believe. This is very specific. $50 likes. What's your the ad message that you have, Arnold? Are you trying to get people to sign up to something? Because the best way to do that is to get their email address. Offer them a free trial or something. Oh, you got a ClickFunnels site. Yes. thesis on gifted learners. Leanne, there's definitely a niche there.
I agree. I think you would get if you did it right, then you would have a really marketable audience there.
Yeah, that's, for example, is a niche I would never have guessed.
Honestly, Jodie, there's so many niches out there that people don't even, consider. If you've worked in a call center, for instance, you can target English and culture and, um, social norms for Indian call centers, so that when they're working and calling people in the US or Australia, the UK, they know what they should be saying and doing. I've heard about people who just do conversational English with the really rich people in Saudi Arabia while they're just driving to and from work. They just want someone to talk to in English. And you've got tutors getting paid, $20, $30, $40 an hour just to talk about their day-to-day life.
That's great. I mean, when it comes to freelance teaching, all of the freelance teachers I've spoken to, I mean, I would say the average is around $30. The last person I spoke to is charging euros, and she's charging 30 euros an hour.
Yeah. I wish I was getting 30 euros an hour just to have a conversation.
In the wrong business.
Yes.
Now, Saudi Arabia, they have a lot of money, and they are not shy about spending it.
No, that's right. And they want to know about, the West and the culture and just general how to talk in a conversational way so that they sound native and easygoing. And yeah, they're not looking, they know how the basics already. They're just looking for the practice, because we all know if you don't practice, then your skills go away.
Yes, and they go away quickly. Hey, Mameno, that's Rachel.
That's me.
Yeah, but all of those services are also through our website, but I'll give you theirs as well. Well, you go. I'll just put it in here. No, it's not just SL Tutors. Just got to keep my mind around which one. Just slresumes.com. Or you can put it through that. Or there through either one of those links, my man, and you'll get both.
Yeah, Jodie's website is best if you've got particular packages that you want. So the CV and cover letter and everything, plus you get that extra job support, which, depending on your background, sometimes can be more helpful. But of course, we're happy to help.
Well, that can vary a lot. The time frame of getting a job, it depends on what time of year you're applying, who you're applying to, if they are accepting you applicants, what qualifications you have. A guesstimate. A guesstimate. In the old days, it used to be 10 to 14 days. Now, if you have a degree and the schools are hiring, I would say around 4 weeks. It would be a conservative estimate. there's a lot of that you have to go through as well when you work for a school. So the application process, then that has to be approved, and then they have to set up an interview with you, and perhaps a mock lesson that you have to do as well. And then if you pass both of those, then you'll go on to a trial. And then after you've got your trial, then they'll offer you a contract. So with some schools, it can be as short as 10 days. And other times it could be 2-3 weeks. But then, of course, there's the process of you actually sending off applications.
Yeah, Saudi does have a huge market for online teaching. And it's just getting the clients, basically, and they often will, the most popular times for them are on their drive to and from work, and like I said, they just want conversational, so they'll talk to you on their drive to and from work. And like Jodie said, they've got a lot of money and they're willing to spend it.
No, Amy, with the buddy package, it's the buddy pass is only the TEFL course. It's not any of the extra services that are included. As the buddy system is part of eTelf's promotion. So with the TEFL course, you'll get an extra TEFL course. But with the packages, it's only a CV and job interview coaching, whatever extra that you want for one of those people. If you want, there's that upgrade package. There it is. It's still saved. Then if your mother wants to do extra, to get the extra services on top, then she can just go for one of the upgrade packages because she'll already have the free TEFL course. You're welcome. You're most welcome, Arnold. Anything we can do to help. I'm very, very interested, Arnold, if you would like to email me at some point and ask more questions about how you target people or tell me a little bit about how you do it. I'd be very happy and very interested to talk to you about that. I also do a lot of Facebook advertising, so there's probably stuff I know that you don't and stuff you know that I don't, and it would be good to get together.
Thanks, Yasmin. Have a good night.
Okay. Go for it, Arnold. I'll just put my email address in here again. Can't type for some reason. There you go. That's for anybody, Arnold. If Jodie at eTelfonline.com. Anybody else want to send me an email? That's it. I might take a bit longer to respond because of those 2 sick children I mentioned earlier. But I will get back to you. Yeah.
I think everyone else is in the southern hemisphere and we're up here in the northern hemisphere where it's all sickness all around.
Oh, yeah. Today was the first day of heavy, heavy rains. It's been raining all day, and 2 out of my 3 children sick immediately.
Yeah.
So...
we got a snow warning today, but it didn't end up happening.
Oh, Southern Hemisphere people in the north, please, no. Everybody else is hoping it doesn't.
Yeah.
The actual online teaching process. Yeah, somebody asked this in the last webinar as well. Since most of the videos are, most of the classes are private and run by the online schools don't like to share videos because all of their materials can be seen. So it's very difficult to find videos of someone actually teaching online. Plus, you're not allowed to show the student's face, and everything has to be blurred. So it's hard. You can have a look on YouTube, see if you can find it. There might be a demo class without a student for you to have a look at.
I think it's important to remember is when you see a teacher doing the demo class or showing you how they teach, a lot of those people might be happy-go-lucky, outgoing people in general, but a lot of them aren't. It's like anything else. You put on your big girl panties and you do the thing you have to do, and then you go back and be yourself. You know that you have to do certain things as part of your job, and it can be nerve-wracking, but after a few lessons, it's quite easy to get into the knack of it, and I don't think it's something to be afraid of.
Mamelo, yes, you can upgrade later on. You can go through the upgrade packages that I've already posted through us, or you can go straight through to Chris and Rachel through their website. You're welcome, Brenda. I'm glad you people that everybody found it informative and found value in it. Like I said, that's our gig. Just try and put as much value as possible into everything. Marcel sent me an email. Let me go check. Oh, here it is. Yes. All right, Marcel, I'll get back to you with the response. Okay. Well, Nelly, like I said, with the freelance package, if you go the freelance through our package, you get already a pack of pre-made lesson plans, and these pre-made lesson plans are editable. So you could use for example, on our website, you've got a Tutors resource center that you'll also get access to through the package, and there's a bunch of links for you to download lesson plans. You can take those lesson plans and copy paste them and put them into the exact same slides that you've been using, and just change the pictures and change them. So you already have 20 pre-made lesson plans, which are editable. So they're basically 20 templates for you to use. And and you can just upload those, or you share your screen as you're working through them with your online students. There's also the option of hiring somebody with the freelance package. I'll also send you the link to the teacher who made those, and you could just pay her as well. It's a bit expensive in the long run, but if you need just a few more and you get a package from her, she can do that for you as well. But like I said, all those slides, you can just change the text around, just copy paste the text from another lesson that you've downloaded, change the images, and off you go. The freelance route it is scary for people because you have to prepare all your own stuff, but it's not that difficult. And once you've done it a couple of times, it becomes very easy. Also, in the TEFL course, they will show you how to prepare a lesson. That's one of the things you'll learn. One of the modules is lesson planning. And also, like I said, with all of our packages, you get ongoing support. So if you get stuck, if you want help, if you want advice, if you've made a lesson plan and you don't think it's good enough or you don't know, you can email it to me and I'll look at it and I'll tell you. And tell you what you can change, how it could be better. And also, I'm constantly working at always getting new lesson plans in and making more. So the longer we go, the more lesson plans I'm going to be adding to that package anyway. Yeah, and those 20 pre-made lesson plans are also subdivided into levels. for children. There's some for adults and some for children. And then in the adult folder, it's in all different levels. So it's very easy to navigate and find out. So as long as you know what level your student is, and obviously you'll know if it's an adult or a child, and then it's easy to find. All right. Well, we've been running now for an hour and a half. Most people have already logged off. Are there any other questions? Yeah, like we spoke about, what Rachel was saying is true. Good night, Nelly. Is that if you're looking for a niche, that helps a lot. You don't have to look in a very broad area to find out what you need to teach. If you've already got your niche, you know exactly what you need to cover. So your students will tell you. You too, Marcel. And again, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Enjoy your evenings. And I think we're going to sign off for tonight.